You see, in this vibrational frequency, where the better you feel, the higher the vibration, the worse you feel, the lower the vibration, when you know what you don't want, there's always a bounce to that wave. And by knowing really what you don't want, there's a really what you do want bounce to that wave. And that bounce to that wave is what Source captures and holds as the standard of who you have become. So every time your life causes you to bounce into a new and improved place, the Source within you becomes that and holds that as the standard which you now can feel your relationship to. That makes sense to you? How could you look at your magnificent planet spinning in perfect proximity to other planets, sun coming up every morning, food remaining constant on your planet? How could you not know there is something bigger than what's going on here on your planet? You're brilliant and you're magnificent, but you have not figured out how to scrape enough dirt together and launch another planet into orbit. It doesn't happen from your physical perspective. There is a bigger picture, and many of you accept it. You call it many different things. We call it Source, but it is vibration. And it's easier for you to accept the Source as vibration than it is in many cases to accept yourself as vibration. But we want to remind you that you are an extension of the vibration that is Source, and you are primarily vibration also. So when you begin to ponder the notion that there is a non-physical vibrational part of you that is emanating a signal at all times, and here you are in your physical body, and if you are wisely wanting to feel good, you are finding vibrational resonance with that signal of Source. Now you've got it all figured out. Now you've got life really going on. Because that means you accept that you are an extension of Source energy, and that Source energy is offering you constant, steady, pure, supreme, absolute, specific guidance. Guidance to you about where you are right here and now, in your thought, in your word, in your deed. So we are eager to talk with you about anything, and we want you to know that it is our desire and our skill and our intention to help you move in the direction of your vortex. What do you want to talk about? Oh, you've come with things. Most of all, we want you to relax and know that everything that you have queued up to ask, we are aware of. And we know the precise way of unfolding it in a way that you will be most likely to hear it. So whether you come to the hot seat or not, we will address you fully, for sure. Many people, as they hear us speaking like this, think that we're talking about non-physical and physical, or not yet manifested and manifested. But what we are really talking about is the vibrational version of you that is in sync with the whole of you, and the thought that you're thinking in this moment, because they could be one and the same. You can be physically focused and in this body having a thought that perfectly aligns with the Source energy part of you. And when you do, you will be living what we want to call real-time reality. In other words, you'll be up to the minute in terms of vibration with all that you have become, and under those conditions, and only under those conditions, will you feel your very best. We also want to say to you that what you are calling reality, even if you just got online and checked your bank balance, and you say, that's what it is now, 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 we say it's old news. Because this vortex of creation, this vibrational reality, this is really what's present tense. And this vibrational reality, this is what you've got to be aware of, and this is what you've got to be vibrationally up to speed with, and this is what you've got to be vibrationally in sync with, and this is what you've got to be vibrationally resonant with. This is what you want to be blended with, because this is the real time. And if you're lagging in the past, even if it is the just recently manifested past, it is old news. Can you hear that? It's old news. That's why when someone says, I am sick, we always say, no, you are not. But Abraham, look at my x-ray. Old news. But look at my blood test. Old news. But look, they've got my casket ready. Premature. Old news, old news, old news, old news, old news, because you have, because of that, created in your vortex a new version of you that if you would believe it, and if you would reach for it, and if you would find resonance with it, and if you would release the resistance, which is the only thing that is keeping you from being there, you would be the new, in the moment, up to speed, well person that you really are vibrationally. That's what Jesus knew. When you sat before him dripping your illness, he didn't look at your illness. Instead, he knew your wellness, and he knew it so powerfully that as you were in his presence, believing in what he knew to be, your illness could not abide in his vibration. And Jesus was not the only healer. There have been many, 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 many. It's just someone that you talk about more here than anyone else.